all of that changed with a single video. For the future of Indiana Fever. One of the WNBA's most prominent players is Sabally. Fans were astounded by her remarks about Caitlin Clark, and nobody expected it to be anticipated.
Obviously, it's annoying because there were way too many Caitlin fans, and I heard but like, it just kudos because it's amazing to see so many people in women's basketball jerseys. It's amazing to see the excitement and the joy that comes out of that. So although I feel like our Dallas fans could have done better, I had mixed feelings obviously seeing all the Caitlin jerseys in our home, but it's an amazing sign for women's basketball, and it's just great how far we've come, and it's just fun. Yeah, it's good. It's a good thing. Yeah, thank you.
As everyone has been conversing regarding free agency actions in this widely shared video, revealed something that could totally alter Indiana's plans for the championship. Superstar Wings recently shared her. She shared her opinions and a viewpoint that includes both Clark's backers and the buzzing of criticism. And what you hear, you'll see why this is, she said, greater than basketball alone.
Can you talk about white privilege? Yes, you can. You can. But do you have to be the spokesperson for it? I don't.
Let's examine the specifics of what transpired. Sabally was playing a fast-paced choice game, asked to choose between various WNBA. When it came to Caitlin Clark, stars, she didn't hesitate when facing Angel Reese. She went with Reese, but this is when things go wrong. Intriguing or...
That was Satou Sabally.
Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese?
Angel.
Angel Reese or Asia Wilson?
Asia.
Asia Wilson or Emma Missamon?
Asia.
Asia Wilson or Brianna Stewart?
Stewie, because she was my teammate.
Brianna Stewart or Diana Taurasi?
DT.
DT or Sabrina Ionescu?
Sabby.
Sabrina or Marin Johannes?
Sab.
Sabrina or Alyssa Thomas?
Sab.
Sabrina or Kelsey Plum?
Sab.
Sabrina or Lauren
Sabally, throughout the whole video, shown incredible picking consistency. Despite having several stars, Sabrina Ionescu decided on Sabrina instead of Diana Taurasi, Kelsey Plum, and a number of other legendary WNBA players, but that single decision made by Clark Reese is what set. Why is social media burning? Because it occurred just as Indiana was attempting to assemble their super team around Clark.
Right?
Yeah.
So just also pushing the public narrative around, hey, like, there's other players in the league and there's other players that are better in the league. Like,
right.
She's not coming in and destroying everyone.
Right.
Like, Candace Parker got the MVP her rookie season.
Right.
And she's far from that right now, from what it looks like. So just, pushing that narrative too, and actually knowing what's going on and knowing history of women's basketball, and not coming into the league as a new fan and trying to say, oh,
the timing is quite important. The entry of Sabally into free agency as one of, last but not least, the most desired players. Her season average was 18.6 points, 8.1. for 0.4 assists and rebounds, figures that had all of the league's teams taking. See that the Fever has been pursuing her as the ideal power forward to complement Clark's capacity for playmaking.
Yeah, what annoys me is when Caitlin only dropped 3 points against New York. The whole conversation was around that and not around a team with great players.
That did something good that day.
Yeah, like we won against Indy, and the only narrative is, hey, what did she do? And not even if we look at the Indy team, like, Aaliyah Boston is the #1 pick, and you dare not to say her name once.
However, this video offers a completely new layer to the sources of the free agency drama. Near the Fever disclosed that they've been putting up a huge pitch to Sabally. The plan was to just couple her with Clark, to form the most vibrant young team in. Given that approach, the league may require some changing. Let's see why in more detail. This is crucial, starting with Dallas. It is anticipated that Wings will core Sabally, indicating that they are able to match any offer she gets, although there has been discussion about Sabally desires a shift in environment and Indiana's youthful core, and when Clark arrived, it felt like the ideal second destination. The Fever isn't only offering the money, they're giving. Playing the spotlight with Clark entails massive media games on national television, options for marketing and attention. Sabally's selection in this video may show that she isn't totally sold on distributing that social media spotlight. The response on WNBA Twitter has been heated, exploded with hypotheses of what this indicates. That some fans view it as free agency, as a message from Sabally to Dallas. Keep me here, since some people believe it's only a lighthearted game that is being overly scrutinized. However, this is what makes this circumstance unique. Sabally, that is genuinely distinctive, is not just any free. The 25-year-old all-star agent is just about to reach her peak. Her abilities would flawlessly match Clark's fashion sense while Clark works from the Sabally perimeter, is capable of scoring from any spot on the court. Their ability to pick and roll would be opponents' nightmare fuel.
How can we not talk about, Aaliyah Boston or Alyssa Smith, who are amazing players who are on the same team, who then also have to profit. And now you can maybe say, hey, maybe now Caitlyn can use her voice or like her social media, to support your teammates too, because you want them to support you too on the court, which did not happen. And now questions arise of like, hey, what's actually going on?
10 years ago, we were in a video game's preference wouldn't make. Today's headlines can influence free agency. Stories during the coming weeks will be important. Free agency formally begins quickly, and the Fever must determine how. This video significantly alters their plans. They continue to focus only on Sabally, or do they shift their focus to additional targets who could be more eager to play with Clark? There is no doubt that this video turned what appeared to be a simple free period of agency into one of the greatest fascinating WNBA storylines, as well as the league's offseason. As popularity soars, every action counts, more so than before, yet this is what everyone is missing, and this goes beyond desires. In a video posted on social media, Sabally's decision reveals a wider rift. Issue has been simmering in the WNBA since Clark declared her intention to become a professional. A number of veterans are adopting Clark's arrival and the attention she receives. Others appear uncertain about the media circus that surrounded her with the Fever. The front office is keeping a careful eye on things, but instead of checkers, they are playing chess. Not only are they forming a team, but they're establishing a culture capable of defining the Sabally's upcoming WNBA basketball era. A possible signing might change. Indiana became a contender right away, but more than ever, chemistry is important in this. Internal sources indicate that the Fever management is more than merely gathering the talent. They have been researching prosperous super teams in the WNBA and the NBA. They've learned to begin. Power by itself does not ensure success. Because of AA, the Las Vegas Aces became successful. Wilson greeted Kelsey and Chelsea Gray. The Seattle Storm is on par with Plum, dominated since subbed ensured that each star thought the commercial angle was important. Makes this even more intriguing. Fever has been very clear about what they want. Players have the ability to flourish in the spotlight. That Clark possesses, but it's not just. It's about managing attention. Used it in the previous season when Clark played with NBA guys in college who praised her performances in their comments. Observed an increase in their social media followings. Interestingly, Sabally's video is located here. The answer becomes essential whether deliberate or not. It might affect her value of free agency, particularly in Indiana. According to marketing gurus, playing Clark may double or even the endorsement of a AAA athlete. Opportunities. The Fever is aware of this, and it is a component of their offer to free agents. But there's more to take into account. The global market. Sabally, beside her German ancestry, offers a worldwide. The analytics team behind Fever has information indicating that a Clark-Sabally combination would make them among the most teams that can be sold abroad in basketball for women, which is why the video's apparent preference is important. Court chemistry isn't the only thing. Recent events have added more. Several WNBA players are intrigued by the issue. Veterans have privately stated worries regarding the Clark impact because they fear that her enormous fanbase would eclipse the league's well-established. The video of stars Sabally might be viewed as supporting this camp based on sources. She is more concentrated, according to those close to her, on basketball fitness compared to media attention. The front office of the Fever has been doing in-depth study on team dynamics. They've spoken with former players, looked at partnerships that worked and examined what makes a particular celebrity. While some unions are successful, others don't. Results indicate that preliminary preferences or hesitancies are frequently important, less than mutual objectives and professional courtesy. Examining the figures reveals an captivating narrative. Teams with powerful chemistry constantly performs better than those with greater individual skill but less cohesiveness of the Connecticut Sun's accomplishments. This point is demonstrated with less star power. Consequently, the Fever isn't only analyzing abilities, they're evaluating how players may find Clark's style appealing and personality. Recent discussions. Clark's camp unveils an additional dimension. They understand the fragile balance is necessary, but Clark is unwilling to be perceived as dominating the league. She desires for her representatives to elevate it, have taken pains to stress respect for active participants in all their. This strategy could be useful for communications. Ease any worries that veterans may have. Do the financial ramifications extend? The Fever goes beyond player salaries. Sales of season tickets have already increased after Clark declared her intention to leave. Pro adding a different marquee name, such as Sabally, might make Indiana the NBA's most attractive corporate ticket sponsors are keeping a careful eye and prepared to invest in who might be the next big thing in the league. Team. This circumstance also emphasizes shifting balance of power. In the past, WNBA rookies were supposed to earn their spot. Now in silence, with Clark and other players are bringing enormous. Veterans need to adjust to a new reality, where some newcomers show themselves as ready-made. Coaching for stars. The Fever employees have been discreetly getting ready for different scenarios that they have created, attacking lineups that would optimize both Sabally's and Clark's advantages. Analysis demonstrates the possibility of remarkable offensive effectiveness with these two athletes on the same court. However, they have the opportunity to test these theories. The league is another factor. Changing media environment. The WNBA's new television agreement is on the horizon, and it is more important to have teams that are marketable. More than a Clark-Sabally duo in Indiana may have a big influence on these. The league office is engaged in discussions, silently hoping that this collaboration comes to pass. Insiders in the industry are. Some disagree on what this implies. It's merely an enjoyable video game, so. After all, nobody has ever heard of Sabally for her candid, unvarnished answers. She doesn't like to get involved in politics. Plays with her responses, which others perceive as a strategic move in the WNBA today, where more players are moving around than ever before. Every speech made in public is examined by selecting Reese instead of Clark. Sabally could be expressing her choice of landing. Indiana stats are not included in the spots. Last but not least, make this even more intriguing. Season Sala's productivity soared when playing her field with skilled passers. The target percentage increased from 43% to 51%. Imagine how she looked once she was clean. Those figures involving Clark, who is renowned for making teammates' shots open. The front desk of Fever is not in a panic. However, according to insiders, they're still intending to vigorously advocate for when free agency opens. Sabally. The pitch will emphasize basketball fit instead of personalities. To win, you don't have to be best friends. Examining the X's and O's in championships. A Clark-Sabally combination might transform Clark's WNBA offense. Shooting from a distance would make room. Sabally's motivations, Sabally's adaptability, would grant Clark several passes. Possibilities for their combined basketball IQ would render them both unpredictable. Produce their own images when necessary. There are significant financial ramifications as well. Fever has enough room to provide Sabally. Clark and Max still have a max contract on a rookie contract. They might be able to create a candidate while remaining below the cap. However, this video adds still another element too. The WNBA is different when it comes to chemistry. From other leagues with a roster of just 12, the chemistry of the spots team is essential. Fever must ascertain whether Sabally is prepared to welcome Indiana's Clark. Recent history demonstrates the significance of this. Examine the success of the Las Vegas Aces. Originates from celebrities that truly love the Seattle Storms playing together. Perfect chemistry was the foundation of the dynasty. between Brianna Stewart and Sabir. The timing of this video is especially intriguing because it immediately followed. Clark declared her intention to become a professional. There is division within the WNBA community. Discussing Clark's influence on the league, some veterans appreciate the attention she makes them believe that the media attention is disproportionately. Many people are interested in seeing how her skills translate to the professional level. Sabally's decision may be a reflection of this greater debate. As someone who has put in a lot of effort to obtain her WNBA status, she may be able to conflicting emotions regarding Clark's immediate emphasize how the global perspective adds an additional layer of. Sabally was born in New York. Although having grown up in Germany offers a global viewpoint on the game, her selection of could indicate a propensity for players who have made the necessary payments in the league. Anticipating a number of situations might perform a Dallas core Sabally, making the entire conversation moot too. Sabally finds a team through free agency. There she is the third clear star. Fever persuades her that engaging in play with for another squad, Clark is advantageous to all. Intervenes with a surprise offer. There are already noticeable ripple effects in other free agents are keeping an eye on this issue. How closely Indiana responds to this could affect their capacity to draw in veterans who might be worried about participating behind the wheel of a rookie superstar. Situations in which Clark's camp remains silent. They are aware that seasoned athletes may require some time to get used to the concept of participating in collegiate basketball games. Greatest star, it's a fine balance among honoring the league's well-known celebrities and optimizing Clark's influence. What creates this circumstance? The social media era is unparalleled.
I think it's unfair to put that burden onto someone, but I do think it's good to, as a society, to like have that conversation. Why are we so set and on certain things, and why do certain players get more endorsement deals than other players, right? Like we have a lot of masks representing women in the league, and the numbers for them look very different than for a beautiful feminine representing women that, you know, wear heels and are more sexually appealing to.
Ahead, this story could be shaped by a few significant dates. Soon, free agency will formally open, and early actions could affect Sabally's choice. If more stars begin to appear to play with Clark in Indiana, it might make everyone's calculus different. The ripple effects that are involved extend to development of players, young players in the area. The league is seeing how veterans respond to the coming of Clark might influence how upcoming college stars approach their WNBA. Sabally transitions as a youthful veteran possesses unique impact in this region behind closed. The analytics department of Doors of the Fever has been making intriguing projections. A Clark Sabally is suggested by their models. Combination could produce previously unheard of chances for scoring the distance, basketball IQ, and adaptability of both. The WNBA offense might be revolutionized by players.
A great job. And I would just tell her, like, I'm proud of you. Keep doing your thing and try to blend out the noise. Everyone has some type of different noise around them, and it looks different for everyone. And she's just now like